Hi, this is Patricia Stepp with Your Dream Power. On January the 1st, I saw this discussion about whether you set resolutions or have goals or don't do either. And it was very interesting. And one of the statistics that they had there was 54% of Americans don't believe in having resolutions. And yet I think there's probably just as many or maybe more that don't believe in setting goals. And so that made me want to dig deeper and find out some information. Well, resolution is a firm decision to do something or not to do something. So you can say, oh, I'm going to be healthier this year, or my New Year's resolution is to stop smoking, or it's to make more money. But saying something doesn't make it happen. It's only a thought. A goal is an end towards which effort is directed. So at least a goal, you're doing something, you're putting some action to. But again, you can set a goal and do nothing about it. So this stops a lot of people. And then on top of that, I was doing some research on the brain and found out that our brains are wired in such a way that 95% of everything we do is habitual. So we go about doing something and our brain is kind of acting on autopilot. And so when you start to want to do something new, it wants to shut you down. So our brain's there for survival. It's keeping us alive. It's keeping us going through the motions. But only 5% of it will actually allow you to go above and beyond and set those goals and go to strive to do something. And then when you do, what happens? You've got all these outside distractions. You have an interruption here and an interruption there, and you have, an email or a text message coming at you, and you hear a news report, or you read the newspaper, or you have, a child interrupting you, or your spouse, or your boss, or your coworker, and it just stops you. And you have all these different distractions going on all around you. Social media is a huge distraction, if it interferes with what you're trying to strive to do. So that keeps us from obtaining it, which is why it's not your fault. You've never been taught how to shut all that down so that you can go out and succeed and do the things that you really want to do in life. So when we think about goals, I want you to think about this. 20% of Americans will invest in themselves. And that investment is to do more, to understand more, to gain more wisdom, to grow as an individual, to open the doors of awareness for them. Only 20%. So if you just pick up a good book or you get a great program, you're in the top 20%. And then if you write down your goal and a plan of action, you've now risen to the top 3% of people. But if you start taking action, because remember what I said, that a goal is an end toward which effort is directed. So if you take action and you put effort into achieving that goal, now you're in the top 1%. And if you start to move into top 1% day after day after day after day, where are you going to be by the end of 2019? It's making a decision too. My daughter is in med school, and she was telling me about different med students. They were sitting around talking, like, what's their backup plan? What's plan B if they don't make it through med school and they don't get into the residency or don't complete the residency? Or, what's plan B? And she said, I never had a plan B. My plan was to be a doctor, and I don't have a plan B. And, if you go in with that kind of attitude, there is no plan B. It is this. This is what I'm going after. That sets up a whole different image as to what's going on also. So this is what I want to do for you at the beginning of this year. I've opened up some space on my calendar, and you can see the details as to how to get to my calendar. And I want you to book an appointment for me. If you're ready to make 2019 different than 2018 and to really take some quantum leaps and to really go above and beyond where you ever thought you could, let's have a discussion. Book an appointment with me on my calendar, and we'll have a phone call, and I'll help you to unlock and make sure you have a really good goal, because the goal has to inspire you to be able to, step out beyond your comfort zone to achieve it. So I'll help you to set that goal, and then we'll develop a plan of action. And when you do that, you are now in the top 3%, and all you have to do then is to take action on it. and you will move, and you'll be able to accomplish one achievement after another. So until I talk to you on the phone, make it a great day and make it a great year. This is Patricia Stepp with Your Dream Power.